What's up, traders? Welcome to my stream. Today we had a huge mover. Actually, the ticker was pretty much BSLK, despite the fact that in the morning was a little bit choppy and a little bit, a little bit difficult to trade. I actually ended up making a green trade on BSLK around a 10% win. Even though I traded it heavily, I did not let my winner ride. Probably because I let the other two winner ride and they didn't work out that much. So in the morning we had TIVC coming up here. We came around over here. We popped up. And then we bounced off VWAP, and then I kind of took a small trade on it, made around a 10% from 520 to 590. So that was pretty decent. And then my other trade I took PMNT. I took that trade when right about here when we were making a first 1 minute to make a new high off the VWAP. And I thought this ticker is going to be the ticker that is going to run to the moon since we had pretty good earnings. That earnings were yesterday on Friday. So we had good earnings on Friday, and I took it long around 65, and I sell it around 75. So technically, I should have made, I should have pretty much walked out with a huge position, but I actually held half. And the other half, I dumped it for flat. Good thing I did because it sold off. So what I like to do when I'm up 15% or 10%, I like to sell half. And then after that, I thought we're gonna keep going and we're gonna push at the open, and it was just a little bit choppy and it just didn't go. So we had strong Q earnings, but no push at the market open. I did manage to make a good trade, 65 to 75, and then the other half I sold it for flats. But soon enough, that's kind of like how I trade. I like to buy at the right price, and then as it goes higher, I like to sell half or a third or a fourth or whatever and let the other one ride. That's kind of like how I've been doing it. The other ticker was TIVC. TIVC I did make 520 to 580. That was a 10% win. And VSLK was the big mover of the day. And this is a first green day bounce pattern. That means we ran yesterday or 2 days ago from 3 to like 17. And soon enough, we saw it as we came into the market open, as we broke yesterday's high by 9:30. And I went long initially at 9:30. You can see in my fills over here, 9:30 and 9:23. So I had amazing size. But then when I saw it come underneath 9:30, I kind of panicked and sold it for flat. And then I went back long at 9:55, added a 10, and then sold it as we went up to 1070. This ticker has been extremely choppy on the first green day bounce. Like normally, what I like to see the ticker break yesterday's high of 930 and then pretty much hold 930. But we went below 930, so I thought it's gonna fail. Soon enough, we held the VWAP over here and we kept going. And then actually this candle here went down to 930. Extremely choppy, but soon enough, after it got going, we got all the way up to 14. Congratulations to John. John pretty much got held his position. He pretty much got up to 1275. Congrats to him. We were a bunch of, sissy boys. In the morning, we were a bunch of sissy boys for not holding our position. We're kind of upset because the other tickers were not performing as well, and they were kind of throwing empty bags at us, like PPSI. We had a nice daily breakout slash resistance. I thought we are gonna break out in PPSI, and we did not. So that ended up being a short the daily resistance, not to buy the daily breakout. And the other ticker is BSLK. The other tickers that I traded PPSI did fall off a cliff. It wasn't PPSI, it was PMNT. PMNT did fall off a cliff, and even though I thought this one's gonna be the runner. So, my advice to you guys is like when you see 10%, just try to lock it in at least half or at least a third or whatever, and then once and let the rest ride. In this situation, I did not let the rest ride. I was pretty much affected by the other three tickers that did not work out, and I had to stop out. And then I did not let the one that worked out, the fourth one that worked out, to do its move, because from around $9 or 930 pretty much up to 14, that's a 50% move if I were able to capitalize buying it at 930 and selling it selling it at pretty much at 14 or 13.5 or whatever. So that's pretty much it. This was the biggest opportunity of the day. First Green Day bounce in BSLK. The other ones were just a base hit, majority of them. PMNT base hit 65 to 75, TIVC 5.20 to $6. And the other ones, if I just let BSLK run, because I had huge size in it, but it was incredibly choppy and I kind of got spooked. But soon enough, I sold into the 1070 move, and soon enough, after a while, we hit 14. But that's just the way it is. Sometimes you're a little edgy, and you're a little pretty much you're edgy, and you're too quick to take your profit, and soon enough, in this situation, we sold a little too soon. Other than that, I'll see you all in my next video. Hopefully I'll fix some lighting over here so you can see me. None of that, see you all later. Peace out.